Well, hello. Welcome to the commentary zone. As you enter the room, please don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, notification bell, tell a friend. Now, guys, I'm trying out a new audio system, so just let me know if it's working. If you're having any problems, just hit us up in the chat. I would greatly appreciate it. Hold on. So on the docket today, we have our old favorite. We have Family Karma, Season 3, Episode 1, My Big Fat Indian Wedding. And this was the episode that I saw, I think it was last week. I thought it was a preview, but they actually ran the first episode early.
Right. I went to watch it at premiere. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was really good. It was a lot of fun. The characters are the characters, and it was a mess. It was Lopa is still a mess. She's still mad at Reshma. Reshma's still mad at her. The kids get married. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Get it together.
I'm just grateful that they're back. Oh, can you hear me a little bit better now? I'm still tweaking it. Okay, so now I can't hear you. Hold on.
Oh, that was me.
Oh, wait.
I just muted.
Oh,
Better.
okay. All right. Awesome. I hear so I can actually hear other noises too. Aha. Okay. Well, that's going to be my chair squeaking. So I'm sorry. I'm still playing around with it, and I appreciate y'all putting up with me. Okay. So, Vishal and Risha are finally getting married. Holy tamales.
Only 10 years. Only 10 years.
Well, they were together from when they were very young, though. So I think they're getting married at a good
Yeah.
age, the early 30s.
She's 35.
How old is he? Because he acts like he's like 17.
I thought he was 31. Let me see.
Oh.
Let me double check.
Well, y'all, they having a massive destination wedding. Well, only 250 people are coming to their wedding, and this is a small Indian wedding. Because
Right.
you heard Bali say her wedding was like 1,000 people over 7 days. This
Right.
is
She said 200 over 7 days.
mm-hmm. She had a traditional wedding. Okay, so we open up. The wedding is in Cancun, Mexico. Hashtag Vish gets rich. Let's see. So it's a 3-day extravaganza. 225 people, my apologies, are attending. And they have quite a few of the traditional ceremonies that you have in the lead up to an Indian wedding. Let me tell you, this event, this was not cheap. Even having it in Cancun, this was not cheap because I think a lot of the performers, they had to fly in.
Oh, for sure. I was thinking, like, okay, let's talk about this much. Let's talk about this much. I'm like, I know Debbie's gonna know this. This is what she does. But I was like, this is costing a pretty penny.
And then you hear them say, like, they have 18 outfits per day. They have 2 to 3 events per day, and at each of those events you have to provide food and beverage, because if you don't, it's like you're not feeding your guests.
Right.
So this is not cheap. This is not cheap.
No. And
And
shout
then
out.
and then you're sorry, but you're combining 2 different regions, northern and western. 2 different, like, he's from Punjab, and she, I can't remember where she's from, but it's like a western territory. So you've got different cuisines and different traditions, and they want everything.
Right. And shout out to Amrit for when Vishal came over and picked up Brian for saving the alcohol because we know how much that's gonna cost. He's counting the coins for him and Nicholas's wedding. So he's like, no, 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 we can't have this. So he saved the alcohol, fantastic job, and it was a lot of fun to see like them actually break down the traditions and break down, how it's going to be. Like it was very well thought out and very well planned. I was impressed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on. Now Jamal has an echo. Oh, geez.
That's why I'm muting a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And then Yanni, I think this is only day one.
And come to the. But honestly, get 250 people to come to a destination wedding is impressive. Not with an Indian wedding. Indian wedding and Jewish wedding, you'll get in the hundreds. I did a Jewish wedding in Aruba from a prominent couple in Venezuela, and we contracted for 300, 500 showed up.
Ooh,
We kept renegotiating the contract because we needed to increase food and beverage, increase guest rooms, increase
right.
venue spaces. Eventually, they took over the entire pool. We had to shut down the pool in order, like halfway during a day, in order to install a see-through bridge and bridal platform with huppah, because their ceremony was in the middle of our pool.
Oh, a pool
It,
ceremony. Got it.
yeah. So she walked over this lucite bridge to get to the stage in the middle of the pool. Mind you, all of this had to be like put together in large segments in a lot next to our hotel. And that was being put together for several days. And then on the day of, we had to shut down our pool several hours early, which was an inconvenience to some of our guests. But thank God the hotel guests were the majority of the guests in the property. So they were inconvenienced in their own guests. They would have to deal with that, which we came up with a solution, do an event that made it mandatory for everybody to go with food and beverage, so they didn't realize we had shut down the pool. And if any of the other non-wedding guests complained, they agreed to pay compensation. So
Love it. Love it.
they rolled in the stage first, dropped that in the middle of the pool. The people were wet. Then they had to build the bridge, and then they brought on the huppah, and then they had to test it to make sure it didn't collapse. It was a mess, but it was a beautiful wedding. $500,000 in revenue.
That's you.
And that was just the hotel's revenue. They imported 2 40-foot reefer containers full of fresh flowers from South America.
Now we know fresh flowers is like the bulk of the cost component.
I was like, wow. So y'all couldn't find no flowers in Aruba?
None. There were probably like some organic orchids from like lower Venezuela, like on Mount somebody had to chop. Yeah, that's probably what it
Child,
was.
it was beautiful. And they had one event where it was majority pedophores. And pedophores are so labor intensive to make because they're small. And everything had to be kosher. So we had to charge them to kosherize the kitchen. And we had to fly in a kosher caterer from New York. Yeah. And that $500,000 was just in rooms and food and beverage. And it had nothing to do with all the other vendors that they had.
Oh wow.
Yep. Yep. 400,000. I mean, 400,000. It can get expensive, but they couldn't risk doing it in Venezuela because showing that type of wealth leads you to as a
Open.
target.
Open. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It makes
That's
you a
why I
target.
understand some of the people who play professional sports who are very like well off. They'll move their families out of the country. So I understand. I've read articles and stuff about that. I'm like, oh
Mm-hmm.
wow.
Yeah. But it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Okay, so let's get back to what is it? Vish gets rich. Okay, so we catch up on everybody as usual. Brian is the slacker. He has nothing to wear, and Dharma has to save his butt as usual. Um, he broke up with Monica. I didn't think they were a good couple anyway.
No, because I'll agree with him on one thing. Like she had expectations, but from her family, those are expectations, and for where she's going, like I get it. They just want a good match.
The wedding hasn't happened yet. You have a lot of like pre-wedding traditional ceremonies that you have to go through before you get to the wedding. And I saw pictures of the actual wedding. She's gorgeous. They both look so beautiful. So I think the wedding will be this Sunday, but we haven't gotten to the wedding yet. I love it. I love Indian weddings. I've done many Indian weddings. They show up a lot more than yes. You get a lot of people that just show up and do not RSVP. So you know how they always say do 3 to 5% over. You need to do 10 to 15% over for Indian weddings.
Oh wow!
Because you see, that's why. But you saw how upset like Vishal and Risha were at Anisha because she didn't RSVP. But that's how you roll at an Indian wedding. Like, not everybody's gonna RSVP, but she said she did though. It seems to be like, yeah, it seems like to be like little miscommunication between the best friends. Because I thought Anisha and Vishal were best friends, but I wonder why she didn't tell him about this new guy. She told Brian. I didn't think she was that close with Brian.
Well, I think that in the last season, Vishal and Nisha had a falling out of sorts. They were like kind of like going back and forth last season, if I recall correctly. There was some
Yeah,
kind of
but I didn't
issue
think
there.
it was that big, considering they've been best friends for how long? And was this over Monica? Like her little feud with Monica?
It was something. I remember this. I couldn't remember even what. But I remember they were kind of on the outs last season.
Mhm. Oh my God. Okay, so Risha and Vishal, you could tell they've been together for a long time. When they were talking about the Mindy, and she said that Vishal had to help her pull her tampon out. And he said, yeah, I had to get it out of her butt or something. I was like, wait, what? She's really doing him a favor by marrying him because he is just, he's special.
With him, and I hate to say this about anyone being too good for anyone, but it just seems like she's a little bit too good for him.
Education wise, financially, yeah, she's got a lot going on. And he's just working for his mom and has his show.
I mean, she's just so much more mature than he is, and I think that's a big part of the problem. Is like she wants him to grow up, and he's like refusing. Like when she asked, okay, I understand he's grown, he can do what he wants to do, but when your fiance, soon to be wife, asks you like, "Hey, curb the drinking just for this," in my opinion, you do it. Like he's not understanding what's going on, the dynamics. He's just like thinking about himself. I'm like, dude, this is your soon-to-be wife, and you're treating her feelings like they don't matter, like it's all about you. Like at least they're like, oh, if I slow down, then the guests will slow down. That's not good. Like, no, you slow down for your soon-to-be wife.
Oh, Yanni says, no, the fight was huge. I'm sure she's done with the friendship. But if she was done with the friendship, she wouldn't have shown up to the wedding, right? The fight was between them.
She showed up. I think she showed up for everyone else. Not, and I think
Uh,
she's really good friends with. I think she's good, still good friends with Risa. She's not really good friends with Michelle anymore. I think that's what it is.
Wow. Had my groom fell off the DJ table because he was that drunk, the wedding would not have happened no matter how much it would have cost. Oh, well,
And almost took out Lopa too.
Lopa. But that wasn't a like a permanent structure, so I wouldn't have gotten up on it. Like the top part of the table wasn't connected to the legs. So he got up on an unstable surface and toppled. He wiped out and then hit another table on the way down. I mean, he's lucky that he only got bruised between his groin and down his leg. What if he had crashed on his privates? I'm just saying. Oh my God. So everybody's wondering where Anisha is, but as Yanni said, she missed the first day.
Mhm.
But she finally came. I think she arrived when the Sangeet was going on, which is the night of dancing, where everybody dances for the bride and
Yes,
groom. There's a
that's
bride
what she
dance,
came in.
groom dance. Yeah. So she shows up during that. I don't think she's that late in a multi-day event. I don't think she's that late. I mean, she could have showed up for the wedding. Then she'd be late. I don't know. Um, what do you think about Lopa's new outlook on things where she's just being cordial to Vishal and his parents?
It's not gonna last long. It never does with her. She tried this before, being cordial. I mean, the thing is that she feels like she's owed apologies, but won't give them. So that's always going to cause
Mm,
conflict. And was it Rishma? I think Lopa needs to come to the understand that Rishma just don't do you. She'll never do you. She don't like you. She's only being cordial because of the kids. But she feels like, oh, I'm being the bigger person. It's like, no, y'all just need to come. You just need to come to understand that y'all don't like each other. Stop forcing it. Just don't even. Like, don't even. You know y'all don't like each other. So there's no sense rehashing it over and over again. We get it. Y'all will never get along. Your kids love each other. You just get along to get along. You say you always
mhm.
speak. So you walk in and say, "Hi, good to see you." You keep that moving. You keep that moving for the kids.
Here's my thing though. If Lopa really did not like his family or him, I really don't think Risha would have been in a 10-year relationship with him and getting married. That's just my opinion.
True, but the falling out is really really recent. It's been within the last 2 to 3 years. It started at somebody's wedding. I want to say it was Vishal's brother's wedding. That's where
It
the
was,
tension started.
yeah.
Or something like that. Like she didn't speak to me, this, and that,
Mhm.
and that was Lopez end.
Mm, I don't know.
So this is
It's a
all
little
really, really.
odd for me. I think a lot of this is for the show. I
I,
do. Mm.
I would say yes, but you could see like Reshma do not like her. Like nothing. Do you remember the scene where they showed they were planning stuff? Oh, this is you see Local on the other end,
Mhm.
and then when Reshma's getting her hair done,
Uh-huh.
she's like, "Oh, you right?" She's like, "So it's simple, right?" And Local just looks at me, and walks away. Oh yeah.
Okay, so Yanni says, agree, Debbie. She wasn't that late. He's mad she didn't call him. She's not that kind of friend with him anymore. He tried to humiliate her season 1. Wow. Before I forget, did you see Netflix have Bling Dubai? Yeah, I did see that. Ablavi mentioned it. I started, but I haven't gotten around to watching it yet. Is it good? Or don't waste my time. Let me know. Yanni, I think Lopa knows her daughter is a lesbian and accepts that it's better than the alternative. What? How did we get there? Do you agree with that?
Oh, I can see it. given like who Lopa is. You
Hmm.
know, even though people love Amrit and accept Amrit, I don't think she would be so accepting.
Or is it because isn't Lopa the one whose other daughter went and married somebody that she didn't like, and now they don't talk? Is
Something like that, and the sister just had a baby too.
uh, and it's it's Risha's father that's not coming.
Yes, Risha said her father's not coming due to like health complications.
I was looking forward to seeing him. He probably got sick thinking that Lopa was gonna be there.
That was my first time. I think he comes to Lopa there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's see. O'Malley is still with Bali. That's good. I I think I'm gonna be bored with Monica this season, with everybody asking her, "Are you getting married? Are you
Yes,
getting married?" and
yes.
pressuring Risha to do it. Um, she's boring. The only thing that would have saved her is if she had gotten together with Brian, but she chose not to. She's with Risha. Good for her, but I think they should get married and get off the show. That's
I
just
think
me.
Monica, there's really nothing to her outside of the whole will they won't they with Brian. That was the only thing I agree. That's the only thing that really kept her interesting. But I like her.
Oh, I like her too, but I'd like her better off the show.
You know what it
Oh,
is?
we could keep her
She's
dad.
not. She's not good. You know what? We like her as a person. We think she's great, but she's not good TV. That's what it is. She's not good TV,
I'm
and she's
just
not. And
waiting
she
to
doesn't.
find out that she has like nude pictures leaked out there or something. She's a little too perfect for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's not good TV. There's like, and she's not a central figure. You know what I mean? She's like that friend. So the central people are Vishal, Amrit, Anisha, Brian, and those are the four, and Bali. Those are the five central cast. She's like just a friend of, so there's not really much to hold on to her.
She's not a friend of because she's in the main picture.
Well, I don't. Never mind.
Even
Monica,
her even
adore
her
you.
boyfriend is in the main picture.
Monica, I adore you, but to me, you're a friend of because I'm not connected to you in any way yet. She's like a friend of who just happens to be main cast. That's all.
I like her father and her mother. What was her name? Janet?
I thought it was Anna for some reason.
Oh, I can't remember, but I love them when they got together
Yes.
because I think there's a lot of secrets going on there. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so what else happened? Oh, Brian is trying to hit on a new friend of character, Avni. She's 37 and he's what, 17? And he's sniffing around her and Dharma sees this and does not like it. She feels that the eggs are
Oh,
too
Dharma's not
cold.
out yet.
Yeah. She's like, uh-uh.
Like the face when they said Aubrey's name just fell. And then my
Yeah.
thing with Brian is, dude, like she's like, and I agree with Anisha. Aubrey gonna eat him up. He's not ready for that.
Agreed.
He needs to stick to 25-year-olds and grow up a little bit because he's not getting it. So when he said that he lives with like his parents live in Davie, and he lives with three roommates, I was like, you know what?
But wait, did he get a job yet? Because remember, wasn't he
Oh,
the one that was laid off last season?
yeah. It's according to like the little excerpt at the bottom, like it's just like he's a software sales associate. So I guess he must have found himself a job, which is kudos to him.
Hmm. Wait, so hold on, Yanni. Rumor that he will cheat on her. Is this Monica's boyfriend, Risha? Wow.
I believe so.
Yes, not good TV. So Yanni agrees with you regarding Monica. She's good for a season, but the show took a turn to a different direction. That's a little nastier. Yeah, and she can't handle that. Maybe I'll expose everything. Brian wanted a wedding hookup. Seriously, with an almost. Well, can't blame a boy for trying. We need a party girl. He needs a party girl that he'll date and grow up. Amber, get married in 3 to 5 years. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what he needs. He's not ready yet. And Dr. Monica knew that. She's like, I'm not wasting my time. Either she basically told him the shit or get off the pot, and he got off the pot.
Yep. Okay, so then we find out about Anisha. She was doing the swiping left and right. She has some candidates and boiled down to this one dude. I think she knew him from before, but it got
He's on the
serious.
roster.
He was on the
He's on the
roster.
roster. Yeah.
Okay, so it kind of progressed, and she decided to take a big step and move from Florida to Arizona to be with this guy. She did it 5 days before the wedding. I'm not sure why she decided to do that timeline, but okay, girl. And I'm not sure what was so big with her move. If you're moving into his home, you're just going with a bunch of suitcases. Let's just call a thing, because I doubt you have any furniture that you're schlepping across the country. So moving 5 days before the wedding, the most you would have had to do was pack your shit, move it to Arizona, and then repack some stuff for the destination wedding. Just my 2 cents.
Well, right, because you're basically you're moving out of your parents' house. The most you would have, like you said, is a couple of suitcases, so it wouldn't really been a big deal. You could have FedEx that over there. To be honest, and been on time for the wedding. Just saying.
True. But what I do find interesting is that she's not disclosing who this person is because he's like because of his job or something. Say what now?
Here's my working theory. I'm probably wrong. She's like, he has a very important job. I'm like, ma'am, did you hook up with one of the producers?
Mm. She's doing a
That was my
talk.
first. It's either it's either one of the producers or he's in politics. Like maybe like a mayor or a congressman or something.
In Arizona?
I don't know. She says he has a very important job, so she can't say his name, which means he's Googleable. I'll put it that way.
Yanni thinks maybe a consultant. Interesting.
Okay.
We get an update on Anisha's mom and dad. They can't come to the wedding because her mom doesn't feel comfortable leaving her parents, who are in their 90s or close to, for any prolonged period of time. So that's understandable. But I'm gonna miss her. She's a troublemaker. I like her.
Oh, who's parents?
Anisha's parents.
Oh, Citra?
Yeah.
That's Citra, right? Yeah,
I think
we love her. We love her.
She is but Grandpa is the biggest mess.
Right.
Grandpa's the biggest mess. He's like, what are you waiting for? When are you gonna give me babies? And where's my brown liquor? I like him. Let me see. Brian's brother is super cute. Dharma made good babies.
They look like almost. I have to double look at them. Like, are y'all twins or y'all just look really much alike? They just look really alike.
And they both favor Dharma, which is like so pretty. I'm waiting for the moms fight later. Yes.
Yeah,
Who's fighting? Is it Dharma or is it Srida?
Dharma and Rishma.
Dharma and
No, it's
Rishma?
Dharma and Rishma. Vishal
Oh,
and Brian's mom.
right. Oh, child. Oh my God. Could I tell you? I was so glad they did the turmeric ceremony. I love that ceremony. People get vicious, but I love that ceremony. I love to see them like wipe all of the turmeric all over the bride and groom. I think it's so cute. It's a mess, but you get a damage deposit for it. I love
Exactly.
it. Let's see. Okay, so I love the scene where Anisha and her mom were talking like about the wedding and saying just like hurry up, please. And Anisha's just like, I'm going down to the courthouse. Like the two different views on what that wedding should be quite
Right.
interesting if they start working on it. She
Because the mom said she
proposed
wants
to?
7 days. No, she said there's no ring, there's no proposal, nothing yet. Well, she said I'm just going here to see how it works out. And the church was like, look, I need you to get married, hurry this up. She's like, I want a 7 day wedding. I mean, if Chitra wants a 7 day wedding and she's paying for it, Chitra's gonna get a 7 day wedding and she's paying for it. Anisha, shut up.
Yep.
That's how I look at it.
Then they have the beach party after the haldi, and after Vishal falls off that DJ's table, Lopa steps in and is just like, I'm gonna need you to stop drinking. He's like, okay, I'm gonna stop drinking. A round of shots for everybody. I'll have 3. He's just continuing. I really do think he needs to pace himself, and I understand it. This is his one and only wedding. He wants to enjoy it to the max, you know, despite hurting himself along the way. I get it. But if you drink to oblivion, how much are you going to remember of this awesome event that's once in a lifetime? There has to be a healthy balance.
I agree, and this is why I said earlier, you don't dismiss the feelings of your soon to be wife. I just don't believe you do that. You dial it back and then you keep it moving after that. But you don't just dismiss her feelings. When you really just dismiss her feelings, I'm like, you know what, dude? She has a point. Like you just don't even remember what happened the last night. You fell off the table. You did all this. You took my mama out, or almost took my mama out. I mean, come on now.
Mm. I mean, it's kind of embarrassing to the parents as well, his behavior. I mean, he got the Mendy tramp stamp. That was kind of gauche.
No, that was. I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed for Lopa and Risha at that moment. I'm really embarrassed for both of you right now.
And
Extremely
then
embarrassed.
he falls again. The way how he manhandled poor little Brian. Um, then I'm wondering how much the alcohol is playing into his stink attitude towards Anisha. Yes, I know they had the fight, but alcohol only amps that up. Um, and then at the beach party, honestly, it was a lot. Like I don't know if that was editing, but every 5 seconds you were hearing his voice going shot, shots, 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 shots. It was a lot. And midday sun, it was a lot.
And then my thing is this: Rachel, talk to your son. At
Yeah.
this point, it's become glaringly apparent that he's doing too much. He's doing the most for no reason, and that's when the mom really should step in and say something. You don't have to say anything to him on camera, but you put him aside in the corner with a partition and you let him have it.
Yeah. Or basically knowing that they're having multiple events, I would talk to him at the top of the day and then I would assign him a babysitter. it it's it's your wedding, dude. Come on. It's a wedding, not a sweet 16 party. He needs to be present, get wasted after the ceremony and pics. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Embarrassing to the parents and the bride. It shows me he won't be a great, responsible husband.
And that's what was fear. She said that, and when she said that, when you, because last year I felt like she was picking on him and being mean to him, and she was. But he's still doing this now after they got engaged and they're being married. They're, I think her concerns are founded at this point.
Lopa had certain requirements, and I don't think that they were out of ordinary. She wanted to make sure that he had a good job with a decent paycheck and that he had a home to put a roof over her daughter's head. Like I didn't think that that was unreasonable. But
I mean, we may have not liked how she said things, but what she was saying was not incorrect. That's the way I see it because I watched the whole scene play out. My dude, her fears are wanted because he's doing all this and they're getting married. I'm like, ooh, I think Lopa's kind of getting me to her side a little bit. I don't want the way she says things or does things, but I'm seeing what she's saying now. Like, dude, like you're at the finish line. You need to step up. And he's not stepping up to the plate the way she needs him to. So I get it.
I agree with you, Yanni, with regards to the babysitter, but I've had to do this when I was working at a property in USVI. And the groom still wound up getting away and going on a binge and wound up late for the wedding and not in the best of conditions. He went on a bender and got hurt. Yeah, their pictures weren't that great, but sometimes all of the anxiety and nerves from an event like this and family pressures that we have no idea about, it just get amped up 1,000 times at these events. And sometimes people need chaperones, maybe a better word for it, not babysitter, but somebody who can be their better angel and hopefully guide them in a better position or direction. But yeah, I would have provided a chaperone for him, like somebody like Amrit. Because if it was
But
Brian, I don't think he would take it.
Emery's got time though. Emery's up to taking notes for his wedding.
Lavinia could take all the notes with Nicholas, and they'll talk about it with Amrit later. I think his future wife doesn't need him to support her financially, emotionally, or any other way. Maybe that's the issue in his mind. True. Because but I think he gets a kick out of knowing that she is like he's unworthy of her. I think he gets a kick out of that. I see many times too, W. Yeah, I wouldn't want a husband like that. Right, you and I wouldn't, because that's just another child. But some people are into that. I don't know. It's a babysitter. All right. Well, okay. We'll call it babysitter. Why would he need to be responsible if she doesn't need him to be? He is unworthy of her. Well, he does need to be responsible because if marriage is a serious thing. It's not a joke. And then you have the possibility of bringing in additional humans into this world, which is another serious thing. So I think Lopa just wants to see him mature and look like he can make a rational decision. I don't know. Why marry a man that needs to be babysat? Again, I agree with you. But no, Risha seems to like that.
I mean, my concern is this: if he can't take care of himself, how is he gonna take care of you and a baby?
He'll drop him off at his mom's house. Remo will like it. I don't know. He's
I think
almost
she likes. I think Risha likes the fact. I think Risha likes the fact that she knows she's gonna get her way eventually. Like he's eventually going to cave to whatever she wants him to do. I think she likes. I think she has like a natural controlling.
Oh, she is her mama's child. She is running that roost, and she has the perfect dummy that she can run over. She couldn't do that with Brian. She couldn't do that with Amrit. Shit, she couldn't even do that with Nicholas. So she has the perfect person. Like, look, every bolt of cloth has its owner, and where she lacks, he excels, and vice versa. Mazel tov.
Exactly. I totally 100% agree.
All right, that was the first episode, y'all. I'm excited. We're starting off with a wedding, and if they're smart, we will end with Amrit and Nicholas's wedding.
Exactly.
I hope that's in Miami, because I want Anisha's mom and dad to be able to come, and grandpa.
Agreed.
Lopa is divorced and single. Yes. I still want to find out more about her marriage, her husband, the split. Mm. And I want Monica's dad to
The
be
date.
happy. Well, yes, I want to see who he's going to date.
Right.
I want Lavinia to hook him up. Lavinia and Dharma. I want those two to hook him up. I want him to become an auntie.
He's fun. He's fun. He's more interesting than Monica.
I think it's going to be a good season. I
Oh, yeah, I
like
mean,
this show. Are you? Wait. Are you guys doing Potomac or still? Oh, I don't like Salt Lake City. Whitney's storyline. I can't digest it. And I can't watch Jen Shaw say that she's
I've been
innocent.
watching it.
Yeah, I haven't been watching it.
Right.
Potomac, I
I'm watching it.
secretly watch.
I watch Potomac for my own pleasure. Like just
Mm-hmm.
to have something to watch and not talk about. So I can't do Salt Lake City. No. No ma'am.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the drink toss is this weekend. They arrived to Miami from Mia's trip. So they're gonna do the drink toss at bar 1. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. On a sidebar, what do you think about like what's been going on online with regards to Robin's interactions with Wendy?
Oh, so with Robin and Wendy, I think Robin needs to sit down somewhere.
Mm.
Robin's living real crazy right now. I'm like, Robin, you need to stop this mess. Stop it. Stop it. She's getting ate up on Twitter right now.
But I didn't
They're tearing
notice.
Robin up.
But I didn't notice somebody put on Twitter how many times she's been aggressive throughout the
Yeah, I
entire
saw that.
run of
I
the
saw
show.
that.
That's a lot. But they sat here and called Wendy aggressive. Wow.
Mm-hmm. It tells you a lot.
Candace is doing a lot for me this season. Mm-mm-mm. Hey, Kira. Mia got Candace on the couch. Mia got Candace. Oh. Rob the Builder exhibit roid rage. Oh. Hey, larger curves. Oh, I forgot to say Happy Veterans Day to everybody.
Yes.
Well, everybody in the U.S.
Before we go, sidebar. I
Mhm.
watched. I didn't watch Married to Medicine this season, but I did watch all three parts of the reunion. And Dr. Heavenly and Carlos King, when they were on her show together, I swear to God, the reunion, just those three parts gave me more life than the past two seasons of those two.
Oh, okay.
That reunion was good. It makes me want to go back and watch the actual season now because it was no punches was pulled. Everyone was calling each other out. It was a great reunion for Married to Medicine. So I'm probably
People
gonna
were
be in
taking lie
season.
detector tests. My God.
Yes, I mean people may not like Miss Quad, but Miss Quad let Eugene have it, and she wasn't backing down. I'm like, you know what? She
Oh,
said,
he
"I
was up
said
there
what I said."
basically crying. Why do you hate us? Why do you keep talking about us? Boy, bye.
And she said, "I don't have anything against you." He's like, "Well, then quit talking about this." And she's like, "Well, quit keep my name out your mouth." Then I'm like, "Well," but
You know,
that reunion was good.
I don't think these men should get into any verbal anything with any of these women. It's not a good look.
No, no, I mean, this is the way I was raised. I was raised that men, you don't fight with women. And I've said this before. And the reason why is that the way we fight as men is way different. The energy is very, very different because with men, there's no such thing as a low blow. We'll talk about anything from your health to your looks to your mama to your dad. We're going to talk about everything to hurt your feelings. Women do
But
try to
then
keep
you
it flexible.
but then you come up against people like Quad and Heavenly who will go to the gutter with you, and
Right.
that's kind of a scary prospect.
Oh, not for me. No, 'cause my gutter has no floor, so therefore I have no problem.
Oh
We could
Lord.
go. We could go. Oh yeah, we could do it. We could do it all day.
But Yanni says, but when the woman attacks the man.
So when a woman attacks the man has a right to defend himself. But I'm talking about when men insert themselves into business that's not theirs.
Mm. You mean like
Like
being a
if like
Patricia?
yeah, like if my thing is if Toya is fighting with Quad, let Toya fight with Quad. You don't need to jump in to talk for Toya. Because you open your that being that nah, it's not cute. It's not good. Because what you did when you jump into the business, you opened yourself up for attack. You can't cry victim. You can't complain about getting shot when you stepped in front of the gun. I'm sorry.
Agreed. Agreed.
That's just
Um,
how I look at it. I'm not going to actively insert myself into a conversation that's not mine. Like when my friends fight, I'm like, that's your fight. Y'all figure it out.
okay. At a certain point, I can defend myself. If you're disrespectful to me, gloves are off. But he didn't insert himself. Quad, oops, sorry. Quad went after him to offend Toya.
Well, the thing is this. That's what. Watch Dr. Heavenly show with Carlos King because apparently he's been sliding into these women's DMs and attacking them on Twitter that we don't see.
Eugenia has always played with the ladies.
He has. He's done after seeing. He always wants to see what he does. He wants to say stuff slick, not to their face, but on camera. And the ladies have the right to respond. He's done this for a couple of seasons. They've been talking about it, like the same thing with Cecil and Simone. When that mess happened,
Quad called him a mangina. She went
yes.
after him.
But I think he has said something about her on camera. Well, no, it was Instagram. It was
Oh,
Instagram. So these ladies of marriage medicine, when they talk mess, they generally do it on Instagram. They don't
okay.
do it they don't do it on the show.
Oh, this was the infamous Instagram live that he did with Toya.
Yes.
But yet they're all complaining about Heavenly going on YouTube and social media talking her smack.
Right. And then my whole thing is this, and I said this to somebody else, it's like they can't complain because they most of them have been on the show talking mess about other people they weren't cool with at the time.
Okay, I stand corrected. It's pronounced Eugina like vagina. I needed help with that. I'm sorry. Hi, Viva. Oh my God. All right, so we have to wrap this up because at the top of the hour, we're going to be talking about our favorite Sister Wives. The meltdown is coming, y'all. It's going ape shit this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to talk about this past Sunday's episode 9. I hope you can come back and join us. Bring your notes. And we're still playing with audio, so I'm sorry, but we'll try to figure it out. All right, so Jamal, any final comments on Family Karma?
No, we are good to go.
Okay, so until next time.
But of course.
All right, y'all. Bye.